The training market is well over $100 billion here in the US. Whether it's leadership training, manufacturing training, executive training, there's all types of things that this is spent on. The market's huge. We do know that approximately 22% of that training budget for manufacturing is spent on gaming and simulation. So there's a large market for mixed reality and those types of training solutions. Typically what happens in industry when they are launching a new piece of equipment, starting a new process, which is common when you launch a new product even, is they see a dip in productivity immediately after launch. If you make a change to a piece of equipment that's going to change what that operator at the manufacturing plant has to do, then you're creating a potential failure mode, a point at which if that person is not properly trained, that machine can go down, the quality can drop, waste can go up. But you could create a mixed reality in which someone can virtually see what that change is, interact with it in the way that they would on the floor, because you can create those tactile elements.
I think mixing live and virtual simulations have huge potential because, one, you could stimulate all senses that way, which you can do in live simulations, but you couldn't do in a virtual simulation. But also because in a simulation, you could create experiences that you could not do in live situations because it's rare or urgent or dangerous.
To keep up with the production of virtual training and the environments in which I would expect it to explode in terms of training and in health applications, it's absolutely critical to be able to couple that with a measurement tool. A measurement tool that you can embody the metrics that you need in order to understand somebody's experience. So it's extremely important to know that people are actually learning when they're going through a training operation. And then ultimately, making sure that what they have learned is going to transfer to that ultimate production environment.
I think learning happens with feedback. So if people experience something, if you could capture that experience and then you could play that experience back so people can see what they did and the decisions they made, and then they could get feedback on that, that's what learning is really about.
A lot of systems that are deployed, even in Fortune 500 companies, are extremely expensive. They leverage cave systems. They could be, full motion-based platforms to simulate, driving or those sorts of things. It takes trained professionals with years of experience to not only run those, but to actually understand the information that's coming out of those. You should not need a degree in big data analytics to be able to run a training scenario. So you can come to the table with a solution that is cost-effective, but I can put into the hands of somebody that doesn't need a PhD in understanding the data that comes out of it, is what I think industry is looking for. If you could create a solution that you could just fold up or put it in your car, drive to the next facility, roll it out, in a robust manner that anyone can set it up, tear it down, and execute the training, I think that is probably the most cost-effective way of deploying training through an organization.
So being able to come to people with a solution where we say, we can use a limited amount of space, we have an infinite number of possible scenarios, and we can measure whatever you need for the appropriate purpose, and ultimately improve the performance in a fraction of what you're currently using, I think benefits us long term. And mixed reality is one of those technologies that are going to enable that to happen.